that beautiful world, lost in the absurd. Gone are the days when we were as good as our word. Still have my friends, I have my moments when I can see through this and own it, and own it. When things get too heavy, I'll be gone already. No fear, no stress. When you're away. Out of my mind, out only for beauty. Still it's hard when the noises cease. Hard to rest easy, hard to find peace. Hard to find peace. When things get too heavy, I'll be gone already. No fear, no stress. When you're away.
Let's watch it.
They have till tomorrow. Now we'll see what happens. I can tell you they're negotiating, we think, in good faith. We're going to find out. We're getting the help of some incredible countries that want this to be ended because it affects them also. A lot of people are affected by this. But we're giving them till tomorrow, 8 o'clock Eastern time.
Oh,
and after
calling the shots.
They're going to have no bridges.
Let them know.
They're going to have no power plants.
Oh.
Stone Ages, yeah.
Stone Ages. That's what they said.
CNN fake news.
Are you willing to make a deal that does not include reopening the Strait of Hormuz, or is that now a top priority?
It has to
I would say it's a very big priority because...
I mean, he's not going to say a red line, but
that's one thing that's a little different than other things. We can bomb the hell out of them. We can knock them out for a loop. But to close the strait, all you need is one terrorist that somehow
you got to get a guy with a rocket launcher.
Because you can carry them in trucks, large trucks.
Yeah.
A water mine, drop them in the water. And now you tell people that own ships that cost $1 billion to don't worry about the mine. You can do that even just by saying we put mines in the water.
Yeah.
So it's not like the rest. We can knock out we've knocked out their Navy. We've knocked out their Air Force completely. We've knocked out 158 ships in 3 days.
That's a lot of ships.
We've knocked out even their mine droppers. They don't have any mine droppers anymore. But they put them on other boats, and they could drop them. I'm not even sure they have any mines there, by the way. I'm not sure. I'm personally.
What did you think about Trump's crazy rant yesterday?
They say there might be 8. I don't know. I think there might be 9.
I don't know.
Because they're very good bullshit artists. That's why for 47 years they've been bullshitting other presidents, and they haven't done the job. And
that's a fact.
People are living in hell. You live in that country, they're living in hell. No, I think that 47 years of this stuff is long enough. They're at the weakest point they've ever been. They have no Navy, they have no Air Force, they have no anti-aircraft.
It's pretty bad.
Weaponry, they have no radar, they have no communication. In fact, the biggest problem we have in our negotiation is that they can't communicate. I said to Steve, what are they saying? Sir, they can't communicate. They have no method of communication.
Good job.
So we're communicating like they used to communicate 2,000 years ago with children, bringing a note back and forth.
I thought pigeons.
They have no communication.
Do they have pigeons over there?
But all I want to see is I want to have a safe world, and you're not going to have a safe world. Israel will be gone. The Middle East will be gone. And then they're coming for Europe. And I have to tell you, I'm very disappointed in NATO. Very. I think that NATO... I think it's a mark on NATO that will never disappear. Never disappear in my mind. You know, they're coming to see me on Wednesday. They're going to say, oh, we'll do this, we'll do that. Now they all of a sudden want to send things, you know. But they said it loud and clear at the beginning when I spoke to UK of all. I would have said they would have been there first because they're the oldest. And I say, yeah, I'd love to have a little help. He said, no, sir, we'd rather wait till you win. I said, I don't need help after we win. They have 2 old broken aircraft carriers, barely work. I said, I guess we can use them. Who the hell knows? I called the general. He didn't even want them. He said, we don't really need them. We got the SS Abraham Lincoln, sir. We don't need them. You know, we have, in terms of technology, we had one day 101 missiles going at 2,700 miles an hour, aimed at the Abraham Lincoln. 101 missiles. Out of 101 missiles, 101 missiles were shot down. Unbelievable technology.
Man.
10 years ago, 5 years ago, I don't know if that would have been possible. But 10 years ago, that wouldn't have been.
They got the GOI beams and the lasers and shit.
101 missiles heading to a ship.
You hear that?
That's not that far off the coast.
The lasers. This is a question about a peace agreement?
Out of the 101 missiles, we shot down all 101. We have weaponry. The Patriots are unbelievable. We have weaponry that's unbelievable,
Just to clarify.
Wow.
Go ahead, please. Yes.
Thank you, Mr. President. You said earlier today during the egg roll that you would like to take Iran's oil, but Americans want U.S. forces home.
Correct.
What's that trade-off?
If I had my choice, yeah, because I'm a businessman first. With Venezuela, as you know, the war was over in about 45 minutes.
That was a fast one.
And we have great people running Venezuela, very good people. I mean, the relationship is good. And
good for
we
them.
are a partner with Venezuela.
Good
and
for
we've
them.
taken hundreds of millions of barrels.
I wonder
hundreds
what
of millions.
changed.
Over 100 million
What
barrels already
changed?
is in Houston, refined and out,
Right.
and paid for that war many. Many times over, many times over. You know, the old days, to the victim.
Go the spoils.
Okay, you know that. To the winner belong the spoils. Go the spoils. And I've said, why don't we use it? To the victor, go the spoils. And we don't have that. We haven't had that
Why
in this
don't we
country
use the
probably
thing that
in
Roman
100 years,
emperors
because even the
used?
Second
Okay.
World War. You look at the Second World War. We didn't have it with the Second World. We helped rebuild all those countries. We rebuilt Germany. How about Germany telling us that, well, it's not their war.
Yeah.
We had nothing to do with it. They wanted me to go and tell them
They're on
everything I was
side.
doing. We didn't know anything about it. Well, if I would have told them, they would have leaked it, and we wouldn't have been nearly as successful, possibly, right? But to the victor belong the spoils.
Donaldo.
We haven't heard that in, I think, maybe hundreds of years. Now with Venezuela,
so he just says we're going to take all their shit.
The people of Venezuela, they say if I ran for president of Venezuela, I'm polling higher than anybody has ever polled in Venezuela. So after I'm finished with this, I can go to Venezuela. I will quickly learn Spanish. It won't take too long. I'm good at language. And I will go to Venezuela. I'm going to run for president. But we're very happy with the president-elect that we have right now, the the people that are running it,
Oh God.
if you remember Bush with Iraq,
Oh man.
they fired the generals, they fired
This
the
guy.
police, they fired the people that worked in there.
Right.
Equivalent of the White House. They fired everybody. And you know what they had? They had a mess. And you know what happened? ISIS formed. Those generals and those soldiers got together. The police got together. They all got
Venezuela
together.
the
They
third
formed
term?
ISIS.
Yeah.
Not going to happen with us. So Venezuela has been an incredible. It's been an incredible situation. We went in. We were very successful. Military power like nobody's ever seen. The general, Venezuelan general, said, I was on that site. I said, I've never seen ferocity like that. I've been doing this for 40 years. He said, I've never seen it. They hit us from 17 different. They were all set. They saw that big,
The greatest
beautiful
hits.
aircraft carrier, the Ford in that
It's a
case.
big one.
And planes were pouring
Who
off
thought
at 1
Rubio was going to
o'clock
be
in the
president of
morning.
Venezuela? It's going to be
So
Trump?
typically, when you see that late at night, you know, you could be in trouble.
Yeah.
Right? And we were all ready. They had their equipment. It was Russian. And they had Chinese equipment. It was all
After
set. They were
Venezuela,
going to
he's
give
going to
us
be the
a
Shah
fight.
of Iran. Yeah.
He said, and then they came, and they came at speeds like we've never seen. And they
Super
came at
fast.
17 different angles. The general and his people, that was a lot of angles. They hit him from every angle. He said, we knew it was over
Right.
in 3 minutes. We were waiting for him. Their equipment didn't work, and there's a reason it didn't work. Someday we'll explain that to people. They pressed the button, nothing happened. They pressed it again and again, nothing happened.
So he turned it off.
And he said, we knew this whole thing was over in 3 minutes. We've never seen any, he used the word ferocity. The ferocity of these planes.
All the
from
angles.
17 different angles, and it was over. They went inside, and remember, that was on a military base with thousands of soldiers. And those soldiers looked and they said, get the hell out of here. Thousands. We didn't have thousands. We had like 200 people.
Yeah.
So we have
They
a
just ran
great
away?
military.
I mean, that's what
And
I
I'll
would
tell
do.
you what, somehow
Say, fuck that.
this rescue captured the world's attention, more so than normally. You're talking about two people. But this
Oh, this is from
rescue
yesterday.
captured the world's attention. But we did it in Venezuela. That was amazing. And now we have a very bad man in prison and going to trial. I mean,
Ooh, Maduro.
he released, aside from the drugs, which he was terrible,
Yeah.
Maduro released hundreds of
crazy people.
thousands of people from jails into
Yeah.
our country.
The nutballs.
Drug dealers, murderers, the worst people in the world were released into our country because we had a stupid president who probably didn't know, and we had a border czar who never went to the border
Oh.
and never once called our great border patrol agents, right?
Yeah.
Not once, Kamala. She never called the
Oh.
border patrol. She never said, how we doing? I
What
used
was
to
the
call the border
question?
patrol guys every day. You can ask them,
What
Paul,
question?
ask any one of them.
What are you talking about?
Brandon, ask them all the time. How are we doing? How are we doing? And
Yeah,
we now,
what
I'm
was the
proud to say,
question,
have a
actually?
totally
Yeah.
sealed border. 9 months, nobody is coming
I
through
don't
our border.
know.
And nobody even tries because they know they're not going to get through. So we don't have caravans
Oh.
anymore. Right.
Yeah,
So maybe
I-
one or
I
two
don't
more
know.
and we'll be done.
Mr. President, are you allowed to, or are you willing to end this conflict with Iran charging tolls for passage through the strait?
Ooh.
Us charging tolls?
Iran.
What about us charging tolls?
Is that something you're considering?
I'd rather do that than let them have them, right? Why shouldn't we? We're the winner. We won, okay? They are militarily defeated. The only thing they have is the psychology of,
gonna
oh, we're going
charge
to drop
the
a
money.
couple of mines in the water, all right?
Okay.
No, I mean, we have a concept where we'll charge tolls, okay? I thought you meant us. Your question would have been more accurate if you said us. Go ahead.
Right.
So just to clarify, in order for Iran to successfully meet your deadline tomorrow, do they have to make a deal, open the strait, or both?
We have to have a deal that's acceptable to me. And part of that deal is going to be we want free traffic of oil and everything else.
So now there's going to be, we're the
Thank
captain
you very
now.
much. You said glory be to God in this conflict. Do you believe that God supports the United States' actions in this
I do
war?
because
And have you
God
sought
is
his
good.
direction?
Because God is good, and God wants to see people taken care of. God doesn't like what's happening. I don't like what's happening.
That's
Everyone
right.
says I enjoy it. I don't enjoy
True.
this. I don't enjoy it. These two guys don't enjoy it. You know,
Yeah.
people say, "Oh boy, they're so tough." They don't want. They don't like. I don't like seeing people killed. I've ended 8 wars. Nobody's ever done it.
Yeah.
The person who won the Nobel Prize came to me and said, "You deserve the Nobel Prize."
Oh, I
She
remember
announced
this.
that when they announced. They said,
Yeah, the lady from Venezuela.
"Goes to Maria. She's a great person, really a good person." She said, "No, no, no. This is ridiculous. They gave me the Nobel Prize. President
Yeah.
Trump ended 8 wars. I could go over every one
How
of
does
them,
he know what
including
God wants?
India and Pakistan."
He just told
where
you.
the Prime Minister of
do you
Pakistan
mean?
said President
He
Trump
literally just said it.
saved from 30 to 50 million lives. That makes me much happier than what we're doing right now.
Uh-huh.
That makes me much happier. We have one more to end, by the way.
Yeah. No.
Okay.
President, you called yesterday in your Truth Social, you called the Iranians crazy bastards.
True.
True.
What is your response to critics who say that
I
it
don't
is-
care about critics.
What is your response to critics who say that it is your mental health that should perhaps be examined as this war
Well,
continues?
I haven't heard that. But if that's the case, you're going to have more people like me, because our country was being ripped off on trade, on everything for many years until I came along.
true.
So if that's the case, you're going to have more people. Dasha, go ahead. Dasha, go.
You said that very little is off limits in Iran as far as targeting,
Yeah.
including power plants, bridges. You've mentioned those.
Very little is off limits.
Are there certain kinds of civilian targets, though? I'm thinking schools
I don't want
or
to tell you that.
hospitals that you.
I don't want
would
to
say
tell
is
you that.
off-
We have a plan because of the power of our military.
We're
where
going to
every
do whatever the
bridge
fuck we want.
in
All right.
Iran will be decimated
Ooh.
by 12 o'clock tomorrow night.
Everyone?
Where every power plant in Iran will be out of business, burning, exploding, and never to be used again. I mean, complete demolition by 12 o'clock. And it'll happen over a period of 4 hours if we wanted to. We don't want that to happen. We may even get involved with helping them rebuild their nation. And you know what? If that's the case,
That'd
the
be
last
nice.
thing we want to do is start with power plants, which are among the most expensive
yeah,
things, and
expensive, yeah.
bridges. You saw the bridge. The bridge went.
Okay.
We were very close to a deal. And then I got a call from Mr. Witkoff, Mr. Kushner, and JD
Uh-huh.
saying, "I think they're breaking the deal." I said, "Tell them that's okay. Don't worry about it. But tell them to look out their window and watch." And within 45 minutes, I gave the order to knock out the biggest bridge. I gave the order, knock out the biggest bridge in,
That's
I
it?
believe, the Middle East, but the biggest bridge in Iran.
Just blow it up.
And within 10 minutes after I
Yep.
gave that order, that bridge was
Was gone?
over. So do I want to do that? No. Do I want to
doesn't
destroy
want to
their
do this.
infrastructure?
Look
No.
out the window.
It will take them
All right.
100 years to rebuild. Right now, if we left today, it would take them 20 years to rebuild their country, and it would never be as good as it was. And the
Yeah.
only way they're going to be able to rebuild their country is to utilize the genius of the United States of America.
Mr. President, on NATO, you voiced your displeasure with NATO in the past.
Yeah.
Is there a danger to the U.S. not being the de facto of the leader of the alliance, and then other powers within the alliance then getting the decision making when it
What is
comes
this?
to wars and nuclear
Yeah, no,
weapons?
it's not a danger. NATO's, look, we went to NATO. I didn't ask very strongly. I just said, "Hey, if you want to help, great." No, we will not help. I said, "That's all right. You don't want to help?"
You don't have
Because
to
I've
help.
always said NATO's a paper tiger.
Uh-oh.
See, NATO's a paper tiger. Putin's not afraid of NATO. Putin's afraid of us, very afraid of us.
Uh-oh.
And he's explained it to me a
Uh-oh.
lot of times. I got to know him very well. I know him very well. NATO's a paper tiger. NATO is us. And when we needed them, but we didn't need them, by the way.
Where were they?
We didn't need
What
them,
happened?
obviously,
What happened? Where'd they
'cause
go?
They haven't helped at all. Just the opposite. They've actually gone out of their way not to help. They didn't even want to give us landing strips. Think of it. And it's not just NATO. You know who else didn't help us? South Korea didn't help us.
Oh.
You know who else didn't help us? Australia didn't help us. You know who else didn't help us? Japan.
Oh,
We've got 50,000 soldiers in Japan
God.
to protect them from North Korea. We have
Ridiculous.
45,000 soldiers in South Korea to protect us from Kim Jong-un, who I get along with very well, as you know. Do you notice
Yeah,
he said
whatever
very
happened to
nice
him?
things about me? He used to call Joe Biden a mentally retarded person, okay? So don't tell me about your stuff. Joe Biden, he said he's a mentally retarded person. He was so nasty to Joe Biden. It was terrible. But to me, he likes Trump. And You notice how nice things are with North Korea? It's very nice.
Bro, like you're gonna
We
say
have
the N-word for
45,000
sure.
people.
He's gonna say
soldiers,
it.
in harm's way, and right next to Kim Jong Un
Yeah.
with a lot of nuclear
Call him
weapons.
retarded.
45, which should have never happened.
Yeah.
If a certain president, I'm not going to mention this president because I happen to like him, believe it or
Uh-huh.
not, but if a certain president did his job, Kim Jong Un would not have nuclear weapons right now. But they're all afraid to do their job properly.
Bro, Bill
But just
Clinton.
to conclude and just
Really?
to finish,
Really?
Japan didn't help us, Australia didn't help
come
us,
on.
South Korea didn't help us, and then you get to NATO, NATO didn't help us.
Man.
There were some countries that did. Now, countries that have been good, now you could also say they're got to be a little bit more involved because they're in the territory,
Uh-huh.
but Saudi Arabia has been excellent, Qatar has been
Yeah,
excellent,
They have been.
UAE has been excellent,
True.
Bahrain, Kuwait.
No,
I mean,
he's
Kuwait did
retarded,
shoot
yeah.
down 3 of our planes. The only planes, really, that we lost with friendly fire, they call it. I call it unfriendly fire. They unfortunately didn't know how to use our great Patriots.
Oops.
The pilot said, what kind of a
Kuwait
missile's
shot
coming
down
at us?
3 of our
Patriot.
planes.
Boom, they got out.
It was an accident too.
Because they
yeah.
know Patriot never misses. So they had beautiful Patriots. There were planes heading in their direction.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they decided to shoot those planes. They were our planes. So,
Yeah, you can't win them all, right?
no, NATO is a paper tiger. Now, he's coming to see me on Wednesday, as you know. He's a wonderful guy.
Yeah.
Secretary General is great.
Oh.
And Mark Rutte, he's a great person, but he's got, and you know, it all began with, if you want to know the truth, Greenland. We want Greenland. They don't want to give it to
I
us. And
forgot
said,
all about Greenland.
Bye-bye. Okay, thank you very much, everybody.
Absolute fucking cinema. Oh my god. Oh my fucking god. Wow. Holy shit. He drops the Greenland cliffhanger, bro. Yeah, it's like it's a movie or something. Oh my god. And yeah, wow, the media is losing their minds. Of course they are. They're gonna say whatever they want. This is insane. Oh my fucking god. Well, I guess that's what happened. Oh wow. Okay, well, real question. Do radars have friendly fire mode? I don't know how it works. I mean, who the fuck knows? So 12 o'clock tomorrow. So the big one is going to be 12 o'clock tomorrow. That's when Trump decides if he's going to blow up Iran or not. And that's going to be it. I mean, I don't know. We're in a simulation. Trump loves fucking with the media. Yeah, I'll look at some of the other highlights from this that I missed out on, right? Because obviously I didn't see the entire thing, but, you know, there's been a whole lot more of it. And let me go and see this. And will you be on early for it? I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure. I have no idea whether it's going to be Hassan's account bot. I saw something. I'll look at that later on. But anyway, is Have Intelligence Limited? Oh, it's another guy that got deleted as well. What a surprise. So Israel will decide if they want to blow up Iran or not. Well, I don't know. I mean, either way, we watched the whole conference. It's gold, even from Trump's part too. What is this? Was it even more insane? Let me see if I can pull it up. I know Eric Daughtry usually has a lot of the highlights of this, right? So I can just find it from there. And let me scroll all the way down. Oops. Let me go ahead and I'll just close that. Don't worry about it. All right, we'll look at all the highlights of this because obviously I missed out on it. I didn't see everything, but we'll go through the rest of it. The White House briefing room is filled to the brim for President Trump's blockbuster military press conference. Oh boy. And is this it? Let me go and see if I can find it. I think this is.
It's a great honor to be with you.
Yeah.
Happy Easter. We had a great Easter. This is one of our better Easters, I think, in a lot of different ways.
There's never been an Easter like it before. This is the best Easter.
Say militarily.
That's right.
It's been one of the best.
Uh-huh. Militarily, this has been one of our best Easters. Man. You know what? I think he's right.
Good afternoon. We have quite a bit to discuss. We'll go into pretty good detail.
Definitely a quote, yeah. Oh my God. Okay, the airmen behind the military is largest, most complex.
And we're here today to celebrate the success of one of the largest, most complex, most harrowing combat searches.
Yeah, the best Passover
I guess you would call it a search and rescue mission ever attempted by the military.
Yeah.
Generally, when planes are knocked down in war, especially when you're fighting a strong group, an evil group, you can't really do this because you send in 200 men to pick up one, and it's something that's usually not attempted as much as you want to attempt.
Yeah. Sure.
And bad things happen to that one or two. And in this case, we did two, and it might not have been attempted
that Piers
before.
Morgan reposted. What'd you think of it? I didn't see it.
We had great talent. We got a little luck too, I would say. And we were helped by a lot of people, a lot of great people. And it was an honor to be involved with it.
Well, great. This is the guy that got back, right? Obviously. And the entire country. Oh, wait, what is this?
American F-15 fighter jet went down deep inside enemy territory in Iran while participating in Operation Epic Fury, where we're doing unbelievably well, well at a level that nobody's ever seen before.
Nobody's seen it. Nobody.
The entire country can be taken out in one night, and that night might be tomorrow night.
Wow. So tomorrow could be the big day. It could be the end. Wow. Okay.
Both members of the crew ejected from the aircraft and landed alive. American F-15 fighter jet went down deep inside enemy territory.
Wow. Okay. Well, I mean, like, I believe it when I see it. I don't know whether that's going to happen. Oh, here we go.
Authorities.
Oh, this is about the guy that got that almost got
captured. On
captured.
top of everything else,
that we got out yesterday.
They told the communities actually within inside of Iran, the people of Iran, they were given a tremendous incentive to find this pilot. Despite the peril, the officer followed his training and climbed into the treacherous mountain terrain and started climbing toward a higher altitude, something they were trained to do in order to evade
for like
capture.
A better signal.
They want to always go as far away from the site of the shoot down. You want to go as far away because they all head right to that site. You want to be as far away as you can. And he was injured, and he was an amazing, amazing thing. He scaled cliff faces, bleeding rather profusely, treated his own wounds, and contacted American forces to transmit his location. They have a very sophisticated beeper-type apparatus.
It's just beeps, right?
That is on them at all times. Yeah. And when they go out on these missions, they make sure they have lots of battery space, and they're in good shape.
This is a great movie.
This one worked really well, amazingly, saved his life. We immediately mobilized a massive operation to retrieve him from the mountain holdout, and he kept going higher and higher. The mountain kept getting rougher and rougher.
Yeah,
and
I bet.
Really very, very hard to find.
Like behind enemy lines. Yeah,
the second rescue mission involved 155 aircraft, including 4 bombers, 64 fighters, 48 refueling tankers, 13 rescue aircraft, and more.
Oh my God.
We were bringing them all over, and a lot of it was subterfuge.
Just to mog them? God damn, bro. He just brought in everybody. Yeah, just to let them know. Like, you think you're going to fuck around. What is this?
We were bringing them all over, and a lot of it was subterfuge. We wanted to have them think he was in a different location because they had a vast military force out there. Thousands of people were looking.
Just blowing them up at that time.
So we wanted them to look in different areas.
How
so
much
we
did this
were
cost in Big Macs?
Scattered all over like we were right on top of them.
Millions of Big Macs.
We had 7 different locations where they thought, and they were very confused. They said, well, wait a minute, they've got groups here, they've got groups there. It's an amazing thing. I was listening to these great people, these great generals. General Raisin Kane was amazing. Pete Hegseth was amazing. But I listened to the whole thing. It was pretty amazing. So they had all these different sites where everybody thought he was located. We think we have him over there because they have 9 planes circling a little area that's 25 miles down the coast. So in a breathtaking show of skill and precision, lethality, and
It's
force,
crazy
America's
they got his ass out
military
there.
descended
Nobody
on the
got
area.
killed, too.
The real
That's
area.
ridiculous.
Engaged the enemy, rescued the stranded officer, destroyed all threats, and exited Iranian territory while taking no
40%
casualties
chance.
of any
Trump
kind.
calls them dumbasses. Yeah, true.
The heroic
People that are upset that the pilot got rescued. Well, yeah, because they want the U.S. to lose because they hate Western ideology. That's why. It's pretty simple.
exited Iranian territory while taking no casualties of any kind. The heroic F-15 weapon system officer had evaded capture on the ground in Iran for almost 48 hours. That's a long time when you're in tough shape and when you're bleeding. It's a long time. When we left, as you probably know, we had 2 large planes, pretty old planes that carried a lot. We needed a lot more equipment going in than coming out, obviously, because going in, we needed to be able to scale mountains, and we had a lot of equipment. But the sand was sandy, wet sand, so we thought there may be a problem taking off.
Yeah.
Because of the weight of the plane, and then we also had all the men jumping back onto the planes.
Yeah, you said that.
And they got pretty well bogged down, and we had a contingency plan, which was unbelievable, where lighter, faster aircraft came in, and they took them out. We blew up the old planes. We blew them up to smithereens because we had equipment on the planes that, frankly, we'd like to take, but I don't think it was worthwhile spending another 4 hours there taking it off. So we didn't want anybody to have. We have the best equipment anywhere in the world. We didn't want anybody examining our
not really
anti-aircraft and other equipment.
I mean, they said he was bleeding, and that was the only thing that was like certain. And they rebuilt helicopters. And wait, what?
Couldn't have lived without him. They did.
Wait, what?
They performed unbelievably well. And if you'd see it, you wouldn't believe it. They came off the plane, and these guys had them. The rotors were off. They rebuilt these helicopters in less than 10 minutes.
Jesus Christ.
And that was one of the more amazing things. These are helicopters. Small, unbelievably powerful, but small, very small, so it can get into certain areas. And they got them off the plane, and they rebuilt all 3 of them in a matter of less than 10 minutes. It's pretty amazing what the genius of these people. Who would think that? You'd think it would take 5 days to build them. And in some companies, it would take 5 days, and they wouldn't do it well. But they served us well. As Commander-in-Chief, I never forget the extraordinary risk taken by the warriors that we send into battle, and the genius. I mean, think of it, having a contingency of 3 planes waiting because we think the sand is so bad that we probably won't be able to take off.
Yeah.
And the planes really got bogged. The sand this was not much of a runway. This was a farm, not a runway. It's a farm, but it did the trick. But to have a contingency as opposed to having to wait 2 days, can you imagine right in the middle? This was central. This was right, you would call it central casting.
Well, there it is. And let me go back with you. And the people mad about pilots are the same ones, the astronauts that left those astronauts in space because Elon would be the one to help them. Damn, I actually forgot all about that. I did. A leaker aided and abetted Iran? Wait, what? Wait, what?
As you probably know, we didn't talk about the first one for
what the fuck?
An hour. Then somebody leaked something, which we'll hopefully find that leaker. We're looking very hard to find that leaker. And talked about
they gotta publicly execute the people that do that. They do. I think that there's a huge problem where people think that they can get away with stuff like this, and whenever they get away with it, then other people do it because they think they can get away with it because the other person got away with it. We should just publicly execute them. I think that's the right thing to do. Firing squad, yeah. I mean, I don't know. Like, you could do it in a lot of different ways. It doesn't really matter to me. But it just like what matters is that it happens, right? I mean, like, obviously, if you're leaking stuff to a foreign government, like, I mean, what are we even doing here? Like, really, like, what's going on? How are we even in a world where this is a conversation?
There's somebody missing. They basically said that we have one and there's somebody missing. Well, they didn't know there was somebody missing until this leaker gave the information.
Ooh.
So whoever it was, we think we'll be able to find it out because we're going to go to the media company that released it, and we're going to say, national security, give it up or go to jail.
Okay. All right. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, fucking finally. Yes. So finally there's a level of accountability. That's all I wanted. Yes. Okay, good. God damn. It's so easy. It's so obvious. Damn.
And we know who, and you know who we're talking about. Because some things you can't do. Because when they did that, all of a sudden, the entire country of Iran knew that there was a pilot that was somewhere on their land that was fighting for his life.
Wait to see justice happen before celebrating.
And it also made it much more difficult for the pilots and for the people going in to search for him. All of a sudden, they know that there's somebody out there. They see all these planes coming in. It became a much more difficult operation because a leaker leaked that we have one, we've rescued one, but there's another one out there that we're trying to get.
Yeah.
So actually, the country, Iran, put out a major notice, you all saw it, offering a very big award for anybody.
$60,000. Like, again, bro, like, I've had a lot of sponsors for more than $60,000. Like, I mean, like, global propaganda that pays less than Fortnite. I mean, like, I'm just not feeling it. I think that they should have done a lot more. They should have been like 60 grand. Like, give me a break.
It captures the pilot.
Like, Raid Shadow Legends pays better than Iran? What? How's that work?
So in addition to a hostile, very
What the
talented,
hell?
very good, very evil military, we had
How's that work?
millions of people trying to get an award.
Yeah. And let me see here. Isn't that a lot in Iran? Yeah, but it'd still be more overall. Oh, here it is. Oh, now we have the...
threat. And today, as
The
the
shit
CIA
talker.
director mentioned, Iran's military, and we know this, is embarrassed and humiliated, and they should be.
What, for the first time?
Now,
Right?
these are not routine operations. They were high-risk, high-stakes missions
Yeah.
conducted in the heart of enemy territory. This was not just barely into Iran. This was deep into Iran, involving coordinated strikes to suppress threats, deception tactics to protect our teams, and full...
I love how you guys keep trying to correct me, saying that like it's a lot of money in Iran, without contextualizing also that everything in Iran is like almost unpurchasable because of the inflation. Like, yeah, it's more money in Iranian money, but you need more Iranian money to buy everything. Like, I can't believe there's so many people trying to correct me on this obvious thing. Like, how many people are just totally economically illiterate? I mean, I'm not an expert in this, but Jesus Christ, guys, come on. Holy shit. Like, this is bad. This is scary. I read like 20 comments like that. Shit, guys.
Full synchronization across air, ground, and special operations. The Iranians are still
Yeah,
asking
make an
themselves
effort.
right now,
Jeez.
how did the Americans do this?
I mean, it's
One
pretty
downed
obvious.
airman, evaded capture for more than a day, scaling rugged ridges while hunted by the enemy. When he was finally able
Yeah.
to activate his emergency transponder,
Oh, the beeper.
his first message was simple
6-7.
and it was powerful. He sent a message, God is good.
Damn.
In that moment of isolation and danger threat.
Damn.
And today, as the CIA director mentioned, Iran's military, and we know this, is embarrassed and humiliated.
Yeah, I mean, there it is. So he just said God is good? Yeah, I bet. Absolutely. Holy fuck.
See transponder. His first message was simple and it was powerful. He sent a
It's
message,
going to be a great movie.
God
Yeah, it will be.
is good.
This shit's going to go so hard.
In that moment of isolation and danger, his faith and fighting spirit shone through. You see, shot down on a Friday, Good Friday,
Good.
hidden
oh my
in a
God.
cave,
Oh my God.
a crevice, all of Saturday,
Oh no. He's
and
gonna...
rescued on Sunday.
Easter
Flown out
Sunday.
of Iran as the sun was rising on
Oh my
Easter
God.
Sunday. A pilot reborn.
You got to admit, this is pretty good. It is. Like, this is pretty good.
All home and accounted for,
Yeah.
a nation rejoicing. God is good.
Man, how about that?
Despite incoming fire and unforgiving conditions,
Yeah.
our troops brought every American home. No American lives were lost. We leave no man
Crazy
behind,
timing, yeah.
and that is not luck.
Crazy
It's the result of
timing on that
unmatched
one.
training, superior technology, an unbreakable warrior ethos,
Mm-hmm.
and sheer American grit. Our special operators, pilots, and support
Mm-hmm.
crews performed with near perfection under fire, and they were lethal.
Yeah?
Just ask any Iranian soldier who dared attempt to get anywhere near that
Well, they're
pilot
probably dead, right?
before or during
Yeah.
that mission.
Yeah, there it is. Taking the entire nation to Sunday school. Yeah, bro, this was...
And rescued
Wait.
a crevice, Good Friday. Shot down on a Friday, Good Friday.
This is
Hidden in a
actually so
cave.
good.
A
This
crevice,
is crazy good.
all of Saturday,
Man.
and rescued on Sunday.
Easter
Flown out
Sunday.
of Iran as the sun was rising on
Yeah.
Easter Sunday. A pilot reborn, all home and accounted for, a nation rejoicing.
Jesus Christ, man. Absolute cinema. Yeah, it lines up perfect. Like, yeah, bro, like, that's the, like, again, that's like what I was saying before about how, like, that bald eagle landing and looking at the rocket launch. Like, that's crazy. Like, what are the odds of that? How about that? And, yeah, god damn. And went hard. Yeah, it was really good. And Trump was up in the middle of the night. Well, yeah. Oh, what was this?
It was authorized in less than 2 hours from that pilot going down when we knew where he was.
Well, yeah, just pop off.
And it was authorized in the middle of the night because anybody that's worked for this man knows he's up in the middle of the night. Authorized immediately, without hesitation, audaciously.
Get him.
The second mission, as soon as we knew where that pilot was, and John was certainly helpful in that, also executed immediately. You know, I looked up at my screen when the final mission was complete inside our SCIF, our secure facility.
Yeah.
And we have a running VTC, a running coordination cell.
Yeah.
And the top of it read 45 minutes and 45 hours and 56 minutes. For 45 hours, it was authorized in
45 hours they were doing that shit? God damn.
A running coordination cell. And the top of it read 45 minutes and 45 hours and 56 minutes.
Jesus.
For 45 hours and 56 minutes, we held that call open for coordination. From the moment our pilots went down, our mission was unblinking. The call never dropped. The meeting never stopped. The planning never ceased.
I guess they just didn't do it on Skype.
The president demanded rapid, decisive action. He backed our military with the full weight of his resolve, refusing to let enemy propaganda or tactical setbacks deter us. His leadership ensured that every lethal and non-lethal resource was brought to bear, that our forces had the authorities and the support they needed to succeed. When the president says he has the backs of our war, he means it. And it means a great deal, and it's a big difference on the battlefield.
Yeah.
President Trump understands that peace through strength is not a slogan. It is a doctrine that saves American lives.
Well, they got
His
him,
unwavering
right?
commitment to rebuilding our military and restoring the warrior spirit has paid dividends in missions just like this one.
I think he's right about that, too. I do think that, like, the idea that the guy gets shot down on Good Friday, he hides in a cave, and 3 days later, he's rescued as the sun rises in Iran by the American military. And then after that, they're talking about, like, just blowing up everything in Iran. Like, I mean, I'm sorry, guys. I know there's, like, a lot of, you know, like, Starbucks liberals and people like that don't like this kind of language. Let me tell you something. You know who does? The enlisted men in the military. I can tell you, like, every single guy that I know that was or is in the military that I've known my entire life, like, maybe there's, like, one or two exceptions, but, like, overwhelmingly, like, I'm sorry, like, if you're a 19-year-old guy and you're ready to join the Marines, that's what you want to hear. That's the same thing. And the thing is that 100 years ago, that's what they wanted to hear. 500 years ago, that's what they wanted to hear. Get this, 1,000 years ago, that's what they wanted to hear. 3,000 years ago, like, remember those Roman legionnaires? Guess what they were listening to? The same thing. That's the way it is.
Under his command, America projects power with confidence and brings our people home with victory. And that continues today, by the way. Per the president's direction, today will be the largest volume of strikes since day one of this operation. Tomorrow, even more than today.
Whoa.
And then Iran has a choice. Choose wisely. Because this president...
Choose wisely. Okay, well, there it is.
Day one of this operation. Tomorrow, even more than today. And then Iran has a choice. Choose wisely.
Yeah.
Because this president does not play around. You can ask Soleimani. You can ask Maduro. You can ask Khomeini.
Oh.
To those heroes who planned and executed these rescues, your nation stands in awe.
Yeah, not going too well for them.
The chairman stands in awe. We all stand in awe of your professionalism and bravery.
Ask Maduro,
We serve for you. You embody the very best of America. To the rescued airmen and their families, welcome home. Your courage and endurance, the quiet declaration of faith amid the storm.
Ask Maduro in prison?
Inspires us all.
Like, why are you in prison?
God is good every day.
Yeah.
And to our adversaries watching from Tehran, let this be a clear message. The United States military will go anywhere, at any time, to protect our own and complete the mission. We execute with precision. We control the skies. You see, we flew for 7 hours in daylight over Iran to get the first pilot.
That's not too good,
And
right?
we flew 7 hours in the middle of the night to get the second. And Iran...
I mean, like, again, if we were in a war with China and you had Chinese airplanes and helicopters flying over New York City for 7 hours, nobody would be saying the United States is winning. Nobody would be saying this. It would be pretty obvious who's winning. That's what's crazy.
The mission. We execute with precision. We control the skies. You see, we flew for 7 hours in daylight over Iran to get the first pilot. And we flew 7 hours in the middle of the night to get the second. And Iran did nothing about it.
Yeah, I wonder why.
We fight with honor, and under President Trump's leadership, we win. So God bless our troops. God bless President Trump, and God bless the United States of America. Thank you.
Well, how about that? And yeah, there it is. It was a big deal when a Chinese air balloon was in our airspace. Yeah, remember that? Yeah, exactly. What is this?
An incredibly dangerous undertaking, but a filled promise made to every American warfighter that you will not be left behind. We will always come find you, and we will always bring you home.
They're going to get you?
Over the next hours, the search and rescue task force crossed the beach, entered into Iranian airspace.
I don't like the religious pandering, but I love to see the "I'll never leave a fallen comrade" or not just empty words. Well, you better get used to the religious pandering, because it's better to have that than a bunch of weirdos that are trying to replace the religious pandering with gender ideology. I think that you're in a world of competing ideologies, and you either have an ideology that wins or the other ideology wins. That's the reason why they're doing it. I mean, you guys know I'm not a very big religious guy either, but I'd rather have that than some other bullshit. There's no existence of a realm where this space is not occupied. It will be occupied by something, and so you might as well make it the thing that's on your side. That's my outlook on it. Cole, thanks for the 20 subs.
Protected by a fighter strike package.
Nobody has to get
and
subs.
moved into the objective area, all under fire.
I'm totally fine.
En route, as some of you have seen on social media, the helicopters took gas off the C-130s and pressed onward and forward up into the objective area.
Is that
While
right?
this was ongoing, and out in front of them, the Sandy flight of A-10s and other remotely piloted aircraft, drones, and other tactical aircraft were violently suppressing and engaging the enemy in a close-in gunfight to keep them away from the front seater and allow the pickup force to get into the objective area.
Makes sense.
During this engagement, one of the Sandy aircraft, the one primarily responsible for communicating with the downed pilot, was hit by enemy fire. This pilot continued to fight, continued the mission, and then upon exit, flew his aircraft into another country and determined that the airplane was not landable.
Damn.
This was one of our A-10 Sandy aircraft.
Holy shit.
The pilot then made the decision to eject over friendly territory and was quickly and safely recovered and is doing fine.
God fucking
And
damn.
incredibly-
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's a whole lot. And what is this? Oh, this is the...
Say a few words? Thank you.
Uh-oh, they got the CIA guy. Uh-oh.
Thank you, Mr. President. It's a privilege to be here with you today to share what we can about this exceptional mission and to recognize the ingenuity and bravery of those who executed it, as well as the leadership and resolve of the President who ordered it. One thing that has been clear to me in this role is that the flawless military operations that the Department of War is known for are hostage to flawless intelligence. We saw that in the skies
Yeah.
over Iran in Operation Midnight Hammer last summer. We witnessed it in Venezuela during Operation Absolute Resolve. We've seen it against the cartels in the Western Hemisphere, and we're seeing it every day in Operation Epic Fury, including this mission to rescue an aviator buried deep behind enemy lines. Because it is the unique tradition of the U.S. Armed Forces that we leave no man or woman behind, this was a no-fail mission. That was the spirit in which the President put us to work, and we were determined not to let him down or our airmen down. As an agency, the CIA possesses unique capabilities that only the President can deploy. Some of these capabilities fall under covert action authorities. And because covert means exactly that,
you can't explain it?
I'm not going to be able to tell you everything that you want to know. At the President's direction, we deployed both human assets and exquisite technologies that no other intelligence service in the world possesses to a daunting challenge, comparable to hunting for a single grain of sand in the middle of a desert.
God damn.
This was also a race against the clock.
So now you're going to say what happened.
That we locate the downed aviator as quickly as possible.
The alien tech, yeah.
While at the same time, keeping our enemies misdirected. For that reason, in addition to the human and technical assets deployed by the President to find our airmen, CIA executed a deception campaign to confuse the Iranians who were desperately hunting for our airmen.
Yeah, I bet they were trying to look for
On Saturday morning, we achieved our primary objective by finding and providing confirmation that one of America's best and bravest was alive and concealed in a mountain crevice.
Sentiment circles? Yeah, probably.
Still invisible to the enemy.
I wonder what they did. I have no idea.
That confirmation was relayed by Secretary Hegseth to the President, and the operation quickly moved to the execution phase. Following the successful exfiltration on Saturday night, our intelligence reflects that the Iranians were embarrassed and ultimately humiliated by the success of this audacious rescue mission.
No way. Duh.
When the President asked me to lead the CIA, he made it clear, get back to basics, no politics, no agendas. Tackle the hardest problems and execute the toughest missions. This President is about results. And now, that's what his CIA is about too.
Great.
The professionals at the agency and at the Department of War deserve immense credit for their flawless execution during this daring mission. Their skill, creativity, and courage are unmatched on the battlefield wherever they step.
Yeah, they popped off on them, man.
But
Imagine
none
if
of that
Iran had the same
matters.
capabilities U.S. has.
And all of that is wasted.
That'd be bad for a lot of other people.
Without a president with the political
Especially
courage
the Iranians.
to put them into action. Mr. President, I've had the privilege of seeing you act with political courage in the best interest of the United States up close on a daily basis, and I'm grateful that this successful mission has given the American people a window into that as well. The Secretary and Chairman will tell you that our service members' confidence is boosted by a Commander-in-Chief who has their back the same way they have yours. And I know that the confidence of CIA's officers is boosted by the knowledge that their work is informing a president who's not afraid to make the hardest decisions when the stakes are highest.
I think that's probably true that, like, imagine if you have the president and the president's more worried about, like, maintaining good favor of the media than, like, your life. Yeah, I could see somebody being really demotivated by that. I see that happen a lot with, like, police forces where the police, like, a lot of police, like, retire or, they quit just because they can't really do their job. And it would be naive to think that, the CIA or the military would be any different than that. I think it's pretty obvious that it's the same.
And to the American people,
yeah,
your confidence should be boosted by knowing that the security of the nation is in the hands of a president who's willing to take on problems that have confounded both sides of the political aisle for nearly half a century.
Yeah.
It is an honor to serve under a leader who just proved that you can believe him when he says, no matter what.
Well, I mean, I think this is Glaze-worthy, right? I mean, like, to get a guy out like that and to lose nobody in the process, I think that's really fucking impressive. Like, everybody talks about glazing like it's always a bad thing. Well, sometimes people do things that are good. Imagine that. And if it is, it's like, wow, that's really great.
We will come for you.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was good, man. I like that. And let's see here if I can find it, if I can look at some of these other ones too. Oh, this is some more.
Great, and Pete, all I can say is that he was treated very unfairly. And now those same people that treated him unfairly, that fought against him, they called me up saying, what a great choice he was.
Yeah.
They said, well, what happened during his nomination? What happened to you? I'm telling you, people that were not for him, senators, friends of mine, sir, I don't think you're doing the right thing. Now they're calling me up. What a...
You still lost the jet? You didn't lose the jet. You gained the... so you have to understand that being able to flex on them in their own country and also not lose anybody is worth more than the jet is. So you're only thinking about the money of the operation. You're not thinking of what the operation implies that people will perceive. So the whole world, and think about the fact that, think about how stupid the Iranians feel. Like, they're already on the razor's edge. They're already about to fall apart. They can't talk to each other. They got nothing going on. They're getting bombed constantly. Somebody plays a lawnmower and they start running and trying to hide in a building. Like, they're stressed out. And so then for somebody to go in, for them to have everything that they have focused on getting one guy and then not get the guy, that's embarrassing. And that collectively is worth infinitely more than any other kind of bullshit. That's what really matters. So, yeah, morale is important. Well, it's morale on both sides.
Joyce. These two guys are fantastic.
Let me pull it up.
And John Ratcliffe was incredible. It was actually their genius that called us from, he was 40 miles away. And he said, we're seeing something moving up in the mountain. This is at night. And they kept the camera on him for 45 minutes. He wasn't moving. And they said,
here, you look at this. Napoleon's presence on the battlefield is worth 40,000 men. Look at that, bro, like an IRL buff. So, like, this isn't something new. It's not some kind of new situation that nobody's ever heard of. This has already been defined. People know this. There it is. And so if you think that, like, and that's something that we knew about a long time ago. We already knew about that. Like a rallying cry? Yeah, like a fucking devotion or something like that, right? Obviously.
Thick, vast mountain. Vast, thick, with bushes, trees. He said, we see something moving 40 miles away. It was the head of a human being, I'm telling you. It's moving.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, 45 minutes later, he moved a lot.
Yeah.
Stood up, and they said, we have him.
I got it.
That was really the beginning of something incredible. We had an idea where he was, but not specifically. That's a big mountain. So I want to thank the CIA, too. I don't think they get enough credit for the great job they've done. Yes, please.
Well, how about that? What did your response if people rise up against the regime? Uh-oh.
People rise up against their regime during a case fire, Mr. President.
Well, they should do it, but again, the consequences are great. I mean, they were told if you protest, you will be shot immediately. You saw what happened to the young wrestler. He was a great champion, by the way. He was a great wrestler, one of the top in the world. And he and his two friends were hung. And all they did was say a little bit about liberty. They wanted liberty, and they were violently executed. But the number is up to probably 45,000 people were killed. So, you know, when somebody stays in a house, when they know if they walk out of the house to protest, they'll be immediately shot and killed. And they issued that, you know, that was publicly issued. It's not a secret. That's why so many people say, oh, well, why are you doing this way? We can't let Iran have a nuclear weapon. You know, we got regime change. We do. We're dealing with a much different regime than before. We're dealing
Apparently
with
not
different
different
people.
enough.
They're smarter. I think they're sharper and far less radical. We have regime change, but we didn't do this for regime change. We did it for the fact, and my view was very simple. I saw somebody said, oh, he doesn't have a plan. I have the best plan of all, but I'm not going to tell you what my plan is. You know, they want me to say, here's my plan. We're going to attack at 9:47 in the morning, and then we're going to do this, and then we're going to... And if you don't do that, they say, I have a plan. These people know what the plan is. Everybody here knows what the plan is, but it's...
So it's a secret. There it is. Okay, well, there it is. The top... Yeah, this is so fucking annoying.
People that are so you just saw two great and
I see this a lot.
Three unbelievable
it's very
people.
Common.
They have a plan. Every single thing has been thought out by all of us. But I can't reveal the plan to the media. So, you know, but we're just thrilled by the success of this operation.
What a surprise. They're not going to explain what happened. Oh, what is this here? Intercepted Iran, civilians? What is it?
For that, in order to have freedom. The Iranians have, and we've had numerous intercepts. Please keep bombing. Bombs that are dropping near their homes. Please keep bombing. Do it. And these are people that are living where the bombs are exploding. And when we leave and we're not hitting those areas, they're saying, please come back, come back, come back. These are the people.
You didn't get them all.
I don't know what they do. All I can tell you is they want freedom. They have lived in a world that you know nothing about. It's a violent, horrible world where if you protest, you are shot. Remember the great woman protests where they had 400,000, 500,000 women, and they were all enthused and they were going to protest, and everybody said, oh, the regime's going to come to an end. And then all of a sudden, boom, boom, 5, 6 different areas. A woman would go down right between the eyes. They had snipers. They had 5 snipers. That's all it took. And those 400,000 or 500,000 women said, oh, my God, what's that? Oh, look over there. What's that? A woman shot right between the eyes.
God damn.
And after 5 or 6 of them go down, then you start
run away?
hearing the purr through the vast number of people.
Yeah, people start running away.
And then they said, oh, my God, who would do that? And they're incredible people, but they've lived so horribly. They've lived...
No, it's probably true. I mean, like, I think that's not a surprise, especially their... oh, here we go.
Freedom for Iran. They don't tell you the real facts. Women men, gays. How about gays for Iran? They kill the gays. They throw them off buildings. So I wonder what's going on. I can only say this.
The only reason why they do that is because they are privileged white people that live in Western countries that just always take the side that's oppositional to their country. There's no real thinking about it at all. I mean, I don't understand the logic of wanting to preserve an ideology that would kill you. Like, I think that's a bad idea. I think that's stupid. But, you know, there's a lot of people that are like that.
You got to see how these European countries are, like, offing themselves. It's honestly insane. So Germany just passed this new law. Male citizens aged 17 to 45 are no longer allowed to leave Germany without permission under a newly enacted military conscription rule. All right, this is the new German law. I talked about this in my previous video because this means that if you're an Afghanistan guy, you could leave Afghanistan. All right, but if you're a German guy, you can't leave. All right, where is the liberty? All right, like, you know, they talk about how El Salvador is like a dictatorship and stuff. Anyone in El Salvador can go visit wherever they want, all right? That's literally how it works in El Salvador. In Germany, all right, the based liberal democracy, you can't do that anymore. But what I didn't actually cover, because I didn't know about this, Germans are losing their mind, right? The left-wing Germans are freaking out because, what do you mean, male citizens aged 17 to 45 no longer allowed to leave Germany? What about the women? Are they not needed for the military? You mean to tell me that gender is not a social construct anymore? An entire generation of men repeatedly told gender is a social construct only for them to have the rug pulled out from under them because of their gender, which the law evidently has decided is very much not a social construct. What's radicalizing the men? So the reality is, men and women, the whole, like, egalitarian equality movement is, like, it's based on a lie, because there will never be equality forever. There cannot be inherent equality in every single metric when men are expected to die to protect women. All right, that's literally just an objective fact, and we're seeing it right here. This is the most lib-cucked ideology of all time. We got woke Germany, ladies and gentlemen. They have millions of Afghans in Germany. All right, woke Germany out here being like, of course transgenderism is based. Of course everyone can be whatever you want, identify however you like. But the men have to stay in the country because we need them for the military. It's just the most radicalizing shit in the world. You know, it's not equal rights if the men are expected to die for the women. You know, it's not equality if the men still have a draft and the women can get, you know, the women could vote, but the men still have to have a draft. Pretty weird how that happens. You know, it's the most radicalizing shit in the world when you realize that you were told about this whole equality thing when it is an inherently irrational position. I think that's honestly the most radicalizing part of it all. It's not that it's like a logical position, it just doesn't work, it just doesn't make sense, it has flaws, there are other more logical positions. No. It is an inherently irrational position. Feminism isn't just dumb, it's irrational. Ultimately, for laws to be upheld, it needs to be through force, and as Germany has just proven, force is owned by men. So in order for feminism to actually exist and the laws of feminism to be enforced, it needs to rely on a patriarchy of men to enforce those laws. It is an inherently backwards system, and Germany is scared now because they have all these immigrants in the country and they don't want to be conquered from the inside, so they need to maintain an actual military presence of men. Specifically, completely and utterly cucked. It's insane. Meanwhile, this is a French girl attacked and humiliated by a group of invaders. You know, look at this. Isn't that cool? Look at that.
Redis-nous, on est des putes. Redis-nous, on est des putes. Ah là, tu vas voir.
Just humiliated and beaten in public. You know, as they taunt on Allah, on the Quran, wallah. Get these unwanted, unneeded vermin out of our country is, dude, honestly true. It's honestly insane, man. So Spain has been one of the wokest, dumb fuck countries of all time, and it has been really, really, really satisfying watching the people actually rise up against this fucking dickhead. So Pedro Sanchez, as Elon Musk calls him, he's a dictator, all right? So Pedro Sanchez, an absolute, in my opinion, fraudster retard. He let in 500,000 illegal aliens and just poof, naturalized. They made them citizens. They could all vote for him so he could win elections. All right, so this is him talking about how, he doesn't want to help the United States.
Hace 23 años, otra administración estadounidense nos arrastró a una guerra en
Basically, what he's saying is 23 years ago, the U.S. dragged us into Iraq, claiming to destroy Saddam's nukes and bring democracy. No nukes were ever found. You can't fool us twice. We're not going to help you. We're not helping you. So Pedro Sanchez didn't let us use their air bases, isn't paying NATO the 2% or 5% or whatever they were supposed to be paying. They're not paying NATO because they're peaceful. They're so peaceful. They're literally not paying NATO, but still somehow getting NATO protections. They should get booted out of NATO for obvious reasons, but we should be leaving NATO. So I don't actually give a fuck if they're scamming NATO, because I think we need to leave. The reality is, Pedro Sanchez has been allying up with the Islamic Republic of Iran constantly, and you wonder why. Another communist Islamist alliance, because they both want the destruction of Western civilization. All right, so this guy is in charge of Spain, and there is a reason why Spain is an absolute shithole. He's also, while Spain is dying, as I'm going to show you in a second, he's constantly talking about the government of Spain condemns the death penalty against Palestinians. All right, this is talking about Palestinian terrorists that murdered people, by the way. And it's not specifically only Palestinians. This is a death penalty in Israel that is instituted against terrorists that murder people. This is based actually. We should be executing people that murder people. That Israel's parliament just approved. It's asymmetric measure that would not be applied to Israelis who committed the same offenses. This is just not true. Same crime, different penalty. It's just a lie. Not justice. One step toward apartheid. Literally not true. Also, every single Muslim country is apartheid. The world cannot remain silent. Bros out there virtue signaling for Palestine. Shit like that. Thank you, President. You are the greatest, says a Palestinian. All right, dude, we got it. All right, we get it. You're pandering to the Islamists that you're bringing into the country to vote for you. We get it. Very cool. Awesome sauce. Love that. But the people are not happy. This is Pedro Sanchez's Spain. Oh my fucking god. Just brutal shit everywhere. This is Spain. Wouldn't you want to live in this apartment building?